welcome back to Everyday English Podcast. I'm Daniel, your host for today.
And I'm Alice. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're diving into a challenge many English learners face. I can read English, but I can't understand the meaning.
Hi, I'm Allison, and I'll be breaking down key strategies and vocabulary to help you bridge this gap and become a more confident reader.
If you've ever felt like the words on the page make sense individually, but the overall meaning escapes you, you're not alone.
By the end of this episode, you'll have practical tips to improve your reading comprehension and start making sense of English texts. Let's get started.
So, Alice, why do you think many learners can read the words but struggle to grasp their meaning?
Great question, Daniel. One big reason is limited vocabulary. You might recognize a word but not know its exact meaning, especially in context.
And sometimes, even when you know the words, complex sentence structures can make it difficult to follow the overall idea.
Exactly. Another challenge is lack of background knowledge. Some texts assume you're familiar with cultural references or technical terms, which can make comprehension harder.
There's also the issue of reading too fast. Skimming might work for simple text, but for deeper understanding, you need to slow down and process the information.
And let's not forget figurative language. Idioms, metaphors, and other expressions can confuse even advanced learners.
Good point. But the great news is that all these challenges can be overcome with practice and the right strategies.
Let's talk about strategies. Daniel, what's the first step learners should take to improve their reading comprehension?
Start by building your vocabulary. Learn new words, but don't stop at definitions. Study how they're used in sentences and different contexts.
That's crucial. I'd also recommend breaking down complex sentences. Identify the subject, verb, and object to simplify the structure.
Another tip is to read actively. Highlight key points, take notes, and summarize what you've read in your own words.
And if you come across something confusing, don't be afraid to reread. Sometimes, the second or third pass makes all the difference.
Also, make use of context clues. Look at the sentences before and after to infer the meaning of unfamiliar words or phrases.
Let's break down an example together. Here's a sentence. Despite the inclement weather, the event proceeded as planned, much to everyone's surprise.
All right, step 1. Identify the main idea. The event proceeded as planned.
Step 2. What does "despite the inclement weather" mean?
It means even though the weather was bad.
And step 3. What about much to everyone's surprise?
It means people didn't expect the event to go on.
So when we put it all together, the sentence means the event happened as planned, even though the weather was bad, and people were surprised by this.
Exactly. Breaking it down makes it much easier to understand.
For those looking to take their reading skills to the next level, try extensive reading. Read books, articles, or blogs that interest you and expose you to natural language.
And don't shy away from using a dictionary or translator, especially for key words. But remember to focus on understanding the context, not just translating word for word.
Another great tip is to practice paraphrasing. After reading a paragraph, try explaining it in simpler words to check your understanding.
And for improving speed and comprehension, try skimming and scanning techniques to get a quick overview before diving into details.
Lastly, make reading fun. Explore different genres like mystery, self-help, or even comic books to keep your motivation high. So, to recap, build your vocabulary, break down sentences, and read actively.
Use context clues, reread if needed, and explore fun reading materials.
With practice and patience, you'll soon find yourself understanding English texts with ease.
Thanks for tuning in to Everyday English Podcast. Drop a comment below and let us know your favorite reading tip.
Until next time, keep practicing and stay confident.